This week on Relaxed Male, we're going to be talking about powerful questions you want to ask yourself. Hello and welcome to Relaxed Male, a podcast that helps men change their relationship with themselves. I am your host, Brian, and I am a men's life and mindset coach who is here to help you understand that you don't have to suffer at your own expense. You can live your dream, and I encourage you to set, then pursue your goals. So join me as I change the mindset and attitudes of men so that they can be the leaders of their families and their destinies. Hey man, hello and welcome to Relaxed Male. All right, so this week we're going to be talking about powerful questions that you want to ask yourself. But before we actually get started, wanted to take time to thank anybody who's new. This is the first time listening to Relaxed Male. Man, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to actually stop by and listen and see what words of wisdom I happen to have to help you become a better, stronger, more productive man and to be more effective in your leading your family and your community. And it's an honor that you took the time to actually put me into your ears and to hear what I had to say. And for that, I thank you tremendously. If you're interested in getting these podcasts every week, put them out on Thursdays, then you can actually go to relaxedmale.com/subscribe. And that will actually take you over to our subscription page, and you can go hit a button that'll take you to your Apple podcasts, take you over to Google Podcasts. If you want, or if you're a Castro user or a Overcast user or any other type of user, I've got most of the popular podcasting apps available, and you can just click and it will actually just bring it up onto your phone. We've got Pandora and Spotify and iHeartRadio and all these other apps that you're able to make a choice. Whichever place you like to use, you can do so quite easily by going to relaxedmale.com/podcast or /subscribe. So, but anyhow, before the main topic, as I said, is powerful questions, but also each week I like to do a question of the week. And the question of the week is any question that you've happened to send to me. So that's if you have a question, you can go to relaxedmale.com/contact and leave a question in the form. Send it over to me and I will get it and I will read the question out and I'll answer the question on the air. Or if you don't want to fill out that, or you're having problems getting to it. I noticed a while back some people were having problems with getting over to contact, and I got that fixed, so now it works. But you can also just shoot me an email at brian@relaxedmale.com and ask the question. I'll answer the question, let you know when it's going to be on the show. If for whatever reason, I don't have any questions come in, which sometimes happens, I usually like to jump over to Quora and answer a question or two over there. And this question, the question this week is actually going to be from Quora. And it's, why does it seem like I'm only pissing in the wind? Well, the way they phrase it, I figured, you know what? All right, they must be adults or just a kid trying to find a question that'll strike a response, and it worked. It got me. And so I decided to jump in and I replied with, well, probably because you actually are. When you feel like you're just standing around, pulling your pud, doing nothing, you're not accomplishing anything, that's probably because you really aren't accomplishing anything. You're just kind of going through the motions. And there's a lot of discontentment that happens when you don't follow what your dreams are, that feeling of restlessness, when you know you could be doing something with your life, but you're not. And that internal battle is what causes you to feel like you're just kind of just not doing anything. You're not making any progress anywhere. If you want to start making progress, there's several things you can actually do to get yourself up, out, moving. One of them is going off and joining up with a mastermind, or I have a men's group called the Brotherhood of Men, which this question of the week is brought to you by. And it's those types of groups help motivate you into action because you're going to have other people that you're being held accountable for. It's an accountability group. They provide solutions to the problems, and then it's up to you to fulfill those, to try those solutions. If you try them and they don't work, then, at least you tried. You put out an effort. But if you don't, the only person you can blame for it not working is you. So if you actually start trying to use a mastermind, you can do free ones. They work great. I mean, they're just as powerful as paid ones. But the difference is, if you hear that noise, it's my son. He's upstairs and playing games, and he really gets into them. If you put in if you do a free one though, you're not going to have people quite as committed. So you're not going to have a whole lot of consistency. Somebody may show up once every 3 weeks and then disappear. You may have someone who's there all the time. You may have some person who shows up and never comes back, or you may have, you're always going to have you may have somebody always kind of flowing in and out of the group. You're not always having the same people time in and time out. So they may have a solution to your problem, but they completely missed it because they were off doing their own thing. They're not committed as committed to the mastermind as those people who actually pay. So one of the reasons why I actually have the Brotherhood of Men as a paid group, because I'd like for the men to all show up on a consistent basis and take care of each other. Another way that you can actually get a lot more motivated and stop feeling like you're just standing around is to look at your friends. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most intentional time with. So if your friends are people who just kind of just sit around, play video games and do nothing with their life, well, you're not going to feel as motivated as someone who is getting out and shaking the world and making sure that they get their share of the pie. If you do that, if you're around those types of people, you're going to be more likely to be trying to excel yourself. You're going to just naturally want to become better. While if you've got a friend who just likes to sit on the couch, get drunk and watch Netflix all day, then, well, you're going to kind of be more inclined just to sit on a couch, sit around and drink beer and watch Netflix all day. The third way is actually just start making a plan. If you feel like you're not doing anything, write out what you're wanting to accomplish. Make a plan. Get as detailed as you possibly can. And then the tough part is execute that plan. The more you actually start working towards your plan and start accomplishing stuff, the more you're going to start experimenting, which piques a little more of your interest. And you're going to find out, hey, this is something I really like. There's something I really don't like. This is where I really like to head towards. And you can actually start really getting deeper into what interests you and get you further down the road than just sitting around and just kind of wondering why the wind's blowing and you're not moving. So get uncomfortable. And when you get uncomfortable, you won't be staying at home. You won't be just piddling around. You're going to be too busy getting stuff done to be standing around pissing in the wind. All right. So now let's jump on over onto the main topic. The main topic this week, as I mentioned multiple times already, is asking yourself powerful questions. Because a lot of times we ask ourselves actually pretty useless questions. They don't really serve us in any way. And we ask questions like, why do I ask dumb questions? Why am I fat? Why can't I stop eating? These types of questions really don't actually serve us. And as a matter of fact, they actually hinder our progress. So if we are wanting to try to lose weight and you ask, well, why can't I stop eating? Well, guess what? Your brain is a great computer. It is a computer. And when you ask it a question, it does everything it can to make sure that it finds the answer to those questions. So if you're asking yourself, why am I fat? Well, it's going to show you why you're fat. It's going to show all those bulges. You're going to start noticing all those fat bulges that roll under your chin, the fourth chin that you've got. It's all those issues that you see that you don't like. Your brain is going to point those out to you. If you ask, why can't I stop eating? Well, it's going to start showing you why you can't stop eating. It's going to point out all the food that you're eating, and it's going to, why it tastes good and all that. If you're asking, can I ask a dumber question? Well, guess what? Your brain's going to come up with some even dumber questions that you could actually ask. So when you actually ask yourself questions, you want to pay attention to what it is exactly that you're asking. And I've got a few questions that I personally love to ask myself that help me out in different ways. The first one is what does this make possible? This is probably one of the more powerful questions that you can actually ask yourself. If you find a problem that has come about that you were something unplanned happened, if you were to ask, what does this make possible? You can actually take that problem, flip it around, and it becomes something that is good. You can see the bright side of the problem. You, instead of turning an issue into a problem, you turn a problem that is looking for a solution. So what does this make possible? Try asking yourself that. Next time you find yourself in a weird quandary, ask yourself, well, what does this make possible? You might find the answer is shockingly brilliant. Another one is, why is this problem so excellent? Now, this is one that really makes it sound weird, but why is this problem so excellent? Well, first off, you're taking the problem as being a negative thing and turning it into a positive event. This is a good thing. Why is this good? It's a little bit different way of asking, what does this make possible? Why is this problem so excellent? How is this going to help me? Is another way you can actually ask this. What am I going to benefit from this? And your brain will start looking for ways that you will actually benefit from whatever this piece of problem that has jumped into your lap. It will help answer that. To ask yourself this type of question, first off, causes you to have to stop in panic mode and actually start working towards finding that solution, changing your mindset. And instead of worrying about what could possibly be, you're actually more along the lines focused on how to fix that problem. And that is one of the drawbacks a lot of people have, me included, where if I get stuck into a problem, I'm thinking of all that problem means. Great, this is going to be this and this and that and these and those. And I'm worrying about all this other stuff when in all reality, that's not what I really need to worry about. I need to worry more about worry about other items that are going on in the world. How am I going to get further down the road instead of how am I going to get rid of this boulder? How do I get around this boulder? What happens when you actually ask, why is this problem so excellent? It gives you the options to be able to just get around the boulder instead of worrying about how to get rid of the boulder. Because a lot of times we really don't need to get rid of the boulder. We just need to find a way around it. What is the next step I can take is another awesome question that you could be asking yourself. So if you find yourself stuck and you're sitting there at the kind of a stopping spot in a goal, and you're going, well, what do I need to do? What's the next step I can take? And your brain will pop up and tell you, hey, this is a step and this is a step, this is a step. And you'll come up with 5, 6 different steps that you could possibly take. Your next quest then is to choose, well, which one do I want to take? And just take that, choose one. 9 times out of 10, you can just choose one and start working on that particular issue. And you will find that you are on the right path. Another one that is great is if you find yourself in a heap of problems and you're getting angry or you're feeling depressed because, things aren't going your way, ask yourself this particular powerful question. What am I grateful for? This changes your mindset 180 degrees. If you're feeling sorry for yourself, if you're feeling lonely, what are you grateful for? All of a sudden, you're taking that scarcity mindset and you're turning it into an abundant mindset. And that abundant mindset gives you the opportunity to see what resources are actually available. And you can then grow from there. You can actually have a better mindset so that you can take the steps that are needed, and you won't be, worrying about what other people think, because you're just worried about what you need to get done. If you are showing that you're grateful and you have the gratitude to do what you're needing to get, gratitude for the opportunity to actually get something actually accomplished in the day. And finally, something to actually ask yourself at night before you go to bed, as you stretch out onto your bed and you got yourself all comfortable, blanket pulled up around your waist, and you're going over the day right before you drift off to sleep. Try asking yourself, what am I going to get accomplished tomorrow? And let your brain just mull over that question for the night. And when you wake up and you go to write down your to-do list, your five work on your power list, you'll have no problem getting those 5 items listed out. You'll boom, 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 and you'll be set and ready to go and rock the rest of the day. So when it comes to asking yourself questions, pay attention to the way you're phrasing them. Are you phrasing them in a way that will help you, or are you phrasing them in a way that will stop you? A lot of times we get in our own way. We shoot ourselves in the foot instead of actually making steps to get our lives in a better angle and have a better approach. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you go, guys. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to actually listen to the show. If this not your first rodeo for Relaxed Mel, man, I appreciate the repeat listens. Reach out to me. You can reach me at Brian with a Y at relaxedmel.com. Shoot me an email. Love to hear what you think of the show. What are you wanting to know? What would you care to learn? Now that I don't charge anything for this podcast, but I do have an ask, and that ask is actually it takes just a little bit of time. And it's, when I say a little bit, not even 5 minutes. If you found any value in this show or any of the shows in the past that you've listened to, and you liked what you heard, and you can think of somebody who would benefit from hearing this podcast, share it out with them. Most of our podcast apps these days have a share button. Click that and share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it through a messenger service, share it through a text message, whatever. Just share that message out, and be able to share the message out, and let people know that the Relaxed Mel actually exists out there in the world and on the internet. If you want access to blogs and things like that, you can go to relaxedmel.com. And there I've got all the other podcasts. I've got the weekly video of the week, which is just a video that's on a particular topic for that week that I share out on Mondays. And Wednesdays I've usually put out a blog post. And so got lots of posts, lots of blog posts and things like that are available for you to be able to consume. Like I said, there's the podcast. So I think we're up to over almost 400 posts on that blog itself. If you would like to have to take your efforts to become a better man to the next level, man, the Brotherhood of Men is probably the best way to do so. You have got a group of men there who are dedicated to helping you become the man that you would like to be. Wanting to try to figure out what your dream is that you had when you were young, and you would like to be able to become, like to reacquaint yourself with that dream. Relaxed Mel can help you do that. The Brotherhood of Men, there are great. We are a small group right now. I'm wanting to grow this thing. I want to have at least 4 groups that meet once a week. And so right now, if you would like to have what equates to very inexpensive one-on-one coaching, dude, I've got it available for you right now. You can do so. You can join up and have basically free access to me for about an hour to an hour and a half. So for the amount of money that the Brotherhood of Men costs, it is worth tons more than what it actually costs, just because you get coaching. Essentially, it's one-on-one coaching with in a couple of the groups. There's a few that we've got a couple people in, and it would be nice to grow those groups and to help those guys and help serve those guys even more powerfully. So, if you are interested in doing something like that, please give me a shout. You can go to relaxedmale.com/brotherhood and fill out the form, and we would love to have you there. So with that, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you again for listening. We will talk to y'all next week. Till then, love you, and stay pushing on, because we're getting better every day.